We're here at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C., and Brookings is probably the premier international think tank on a whole range of public policy issues. And today we've been exploring with a group of scholars and activists and researchers the impact of road traffic injuries in the world's poorest countries. And road traffic injury is the biggest single cause of death among school-aged children in Africa. We're working very closely on education in Africa, and we're really trying to understand the devastating impacts that road traffic injury has on the lives of these children.
And as well as being directly affected by road injury, we know that many children in developing countries drop out of school as a result of death or serious injury to a parent or family members. And when you take all of that together, the conservative estimate is that at least 1 million children a year lose their right to an education through an involvement in a road crash. And that fact alone, you would think, should justify inclusion of road injury prevention in the new Sustainable Development Goals.
We're standing here in Washington, D.C., and we're an awful long way from the slums in Africa and the urban centres in India, where millions of lives are being lost every year. And it's all too easy to lose sight of the fact that decisions that are made in this city have a very direct bearing on the lives of vulnerable people in the countries that we're concerned about. And one of the things that we were trying to do through this meeting was to identify some of the practical options that the multilateral development banks have. And at the same time, we have discussions going on around the post-2015 Millennium Development Goals. Now, the Millennium Development Goals have really set a benchmark for the donor community and governments in the poorest countries to achieve some very ambitious targets like halving poverty, bringing down maternal mortality, cutting the number of child deaths. It was a big mistake the first time round that road safety, which is one of the biggest killers in the world, wasn't included in the Millennium Development Goals. It would be unforgivable the second time round, in the light of all the evidence that we know, in the light of the type of discussions that were going on here at the Brookings Institution today, not to put road traffic injury firmly at the centre of a sustainable transport agenda for the post-2015 targets. We need those benchmarks in order to hold governments to account and in order to save lives.